understand the pain that is causing the people that lost many friends, many family members, our firemen, our policemen, to say to the people of America, to say to the people of New York, we will not build this mosque. We understand how painful it is to you.
American Jews will not wear a burqa. I will not wear a burqa.
And from the further understanding of the sundry cultures and religions that make this city and globe great, allowing a radical sect, tyrannical and absolutist in their means. Build the mosque.
The plan to build the Mosque and Cultural Centre has ignited New York and the nation.
Because look, it could have been you and it could have been me in that building. It was us that was targeted. The 9/11 families, they took the hit, but it was every single one of us that was targeted. And the majority of Americans are against this project.
It's the location, here, just 2 blocks from Ground Zero, that is causing such offence.
The last thing you hear these men screaming when they drive that plane to the ground at 580 miles per hour is Allahu Akbar. God is great in Arabic.
Deborah Burlingame's brother Charles was a pilot with American Airlines. He was killed in the September 11 attacks when his hijacked plane crashed into the Pentagon.
To build a towering mosque with a commanding view of Ground Zero, 600 feet from where the North Tower fell, and where atrocities were committed in the name of Islam, I think that that is an audacious act, utterly insensitive.
Deborah is busy fanning the opposition to the mosque.
You'll get an 18-page document. The first part of it is in Arabic, the last part of it, the other half of it is in English, which lays out the entire plan for infiltrating America.
She believes that Muslim extremist groups are trying to infiltrate the United States, to convert Americans and spread extremist messages. She's worried the mosque project could be part of a bigger plan.
And when they say by their hands, they mean that we're going to help them because they're going to get into all our social, political, cultural institutions.
The idea of Muslims praying near Ground Zero has now blown up into a major national debate.
But let me be clear. As a citizen and as president, I believe they have the right to practice their religion as everyone else in this country. And that includes the right to build a place of worship and a community center on private property in Lower Manhattan in accordance with local laws and ordinances.
This leader of the free world has such power in his words. He should utilize that power in the word to represent the will of the people and not underestimate the wisdom of the people in America. And the overwhelming majority of Americans right now are saying, Mr. President, no, this hurts.
There's no reason why this mosque should be built at this site. There's no Muslim population nearby. And many 9/11 families object.
This ground is sacred. Where we weep, they rejoice. That mosque is a monument to their victory and an invitation for more. But we Americans will be heard. Join the fight to kill the Ground Zero Mosque.
But if we look,
Brooklyn-born real estate magnate Sharif Al-Gamal doesn't seem like a Muslim extremist waging a war. He's responsible for the mosque development proposal.
Dude, the bigger you get, the more problems you have.
Al-Gamal can't believe his project has turned into a national political issue.
Shocked. I would have never imagined that I would be sitting with Sophie from Dateline Australia asking me questions about this simple project. Shocked. Where are you from?
Bangladesh.
Good people.
Where are you from? Brooklyn.
It's Friday prayer time, and Al Gamal wants me to see the Muslims who are peacefully using the building he has purchased.
There's a tremendous need for this facility within the Muslim community, but and once we start getting the community center aspect of it opened, it's going to show the tremendous need from a community aspect as well. Here you go. Assalamu alaikum. Come inside.
Okay, good.
You should.
Okay, thank you, brother.
The first part of the salah is the
Of course.
Al Gamal says the American media has misrepresented his project by simply labelling it as a mosque at Ground Zero.
Are you leaving?
He says they've failed to explain that the plan is for a community centre that will also house a pool and a library, and that you can't even see the building from Ground Zero.
The mosque, or the religious Islamic component of the project, is going to be less than 10%. So really, this is a community center that is going to promote tolerance and understanding. All this that you are seeing, all this sitting down with these other people that you've sitting down with, this is a machine of hate and bigotry against Islam. It's nothing more, nothing less. The negative things that have been happening in the name of Islam is not Islam, does not represent Muslims, and does not represent Islam. Those are actions and those are ideals that are extremist views and are not and have nothing to do with the religion of Islam. What we are doing has no reflection or association with the horrific events that happened at 9/11. It's the complete opposite.
But for many New Yorkers, the events of 9/11 are inextricably bound to Islam in a negative way.
Not at Ground Zero!
In June, online activists organised a rally against the mosque, attracting around 5,000 New Yorkers.
It is unconscionable to build a shrine to the very ideology that inspired the jihadist attacks at Ground Zero, right there.
Right-wing anti-Muslim blogger and author Pamela Geller was one of the key organisers of the rally.
Hi, can I get a medium coffee?
She has formed an online action group called Stop Islamization of America. Pamela argues that Muslim groups are becoming too powerful in the United States, and that the fight against the mosque is part of resisting a wider Islamic takeover of America.
A woman in Florida working at the Rising Star company was fired because she actually ate a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich in the company cafeteria. We see Muslim prayer in the public school where a Muslim child wants to pray, so now we're setting aside prayer rooms for Muslim children. The placing of Muslim footbaths at universities and at airports, that's taxpayer dollars.
Pamela thinks the mosque project will become a rallying point, inspiring Muslim extremists around the world.
This is the crowning triumph to open up a mega mosque looking down at Ground Zero on September 11th. You don't think that's going to fuel religious fervor? You think it's going to quelch it? You're going to think they're going to say, let's all hold hands now and sing around the campfire. No. Listen, the jihad is on the march.
Opponents have raised questions over this man, chosen to lead the religious component of the project. A New York-based Islamic scholar called Imam Faisal Abdul Rauf.
He will not denounce Hamas. He will not denounce Hezbollah. I have many, many questions about his affiliations.
What's this, Daisy? This is our effort to show that violence of all forms is unacceptable.
Daisy Khan is the wife of Imam Faisal Rauf and the head of the American Society for Muslim Advancement, the organisation they co-run. She says her husband has no ties with any militant Muslim organisations.
For the record, he has absolutely no links. He has never met anybody. He does not know anybody. He has no association whatsoever. It's completely baseless accusations.
For the record, does your organisation condemn those groups?
We condemn all forms of terrorism.
I'm unable to speak with Imam Rauf himself because he is preparing to travel to the Middle East as part of an official US State Department-sponsored trip. He's also worked with the FBI on counter-terrorism efforts.
We are frequently sent by the State Department to go tour around various Muslim countries to speak about the merits of America and its constitution and how Muslims live in America. And when people see that record, they dismiss what the opponents are saying.
All over America, Muslim groups wanting to build mosques are running into increasing opposition. This small rally is in support of a mosque project that was recently blocked in Staten Island, New York by local residents.
We wanted to let people in New York City as well as Staten Island know that there are non-Muslims that live here who are tolerant, and we are not bigots, and we believe in freedom of speech and freedom of religion.
How the church was.
But many neighbours are happy the mosque will not be going ahead.
When we were protesting, we had 300-400 people from the neighborhood protesting against trying to save our neighborhood from terrorism. They say that we're Islamophobes. We're not Islamophobes. We have terrorphobia and we have mosque phobia. Terrorphobia because somewhere in a mosque somebody's preaching terror. And it seems that, not every Muslim is a terrorist, but it seems that terror comes out of mosques.
There were actually Muslims coming in the community to buy homes. If they would have built that mosque in the neighborhood, and again, there are no Muslims in this neighborhood. If they would have built that mosque, within 3 to 5 years, this community would have been totally transformed into a Muslim community. Okay? With that comes Sharia law and a change of way of life for this community. And we didn't want that here.
So you're worried that Muslims will buy houses and implement Sharia law in Staten Island?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Despite opinion polls showing most New Yorkers are opposed to the project, the Ground Zero Mosque has cleared all the necessary development hurdles and has the support of Mayor Michael Bloomberg. But mosque opponents aren't giving in. They are now planning a national day of action on September the 11th, with protests held across America.
What has happened is that people, groups, organizations, individuals who have agendas of hate and bigotry against Islam have used this project to amplify their own agendas. That's why it's very important that we build this project and that we build this community center. And they will see that we are just like them. There's no difference between us.